Hi everyone. I didn't really think I was going to be making any training videos on this channel, but I realized that sometimes some tips can be really helpful, and I like to tell stories, and I have a story to tell that helped me learn a super important lesson when you're trying to astral project or trying to have any kind of um, not mystical experiences, but when you're trying to achieve anything in life, I guess, which is also applicable to astral projection, for example. And it has to do with the importance of setting intentions, but also knowing how powerful your mind is. Your mind, your consciousness, your soul, your higher self, all of that stuff don't all mean the same thing, but they all come from the same place, and they are all powerful, and they can assist you in doing what you want to do. So this is the story, about, I'd say 12, 13, 14 years ago, I went to a resort on vacation. I was with someone I went there with. He was my boyfriend at the time. And we were in like a pool. In a pool, and there was another couple right beside us in the pool, and we were talking with them, and it came up in the discussion that I had issues with my neck. And I've had issues with my neck for a long time. I had an accident and it caused a lot of issues for me, and this was not at the beginning of those issues, but it had been like maybe 2 or 3 years I'd been struggling with that. And this couple, I didn't know, they both worked at the hospital, the Children's Hospital in Montreal. I'm from Canada. I'm not in Montreal, but I'm close to Montreal, and we were vacationing locally, and so we wound up at the same hotel, same resort. And so the husband of this couple started telling me that he's a neurosurgeon who works at the Children's Hospital, and that he tells his kid patients often about the power of their mind to heal themselves and whatever else, but that the mind is super powerful, and if you set your intention the right way, that your mind is listening and can assist you and help you. And so he told me, you know how, and this is what he tells the kids, you know how in your life you've had moments where, let's say you had a business meeting to go to, or a super important appointment at the doctor's office, or a competition you were going to and you had to leave at 5 in the morning, and you set your alarm clock to wake up at like 6 or 5 or 6:30, because usually you wake up a bit later, and so you had to set that alarm to a specific time, and you were so nervous about missing that alarm that you woke up the next morning 2-3 minutes before the alarm went off. He says that's because your mind is that powerful that it knows exactly what time it is anytime during the day. And so he says even him and his wife practice this regularly. They won't set an alarm, and they'll just prime their mind to wake them up at a certain time, and they always wake up exactly at the time that they set their alarm clock inside their mind to wake them up. And I was fascinated when he told me this, because I'm like, if that's true, that's pretty powerful. Your mind knows things. You're asleep, like you're unconscious, and your mind is able to know what time it is when you're like unconscious. That's crazy. And so I went home that weekend, and I tried it. I was with my boyfriend. I'm like, I'm gonna try it. And so I set my alarm. Usually I used to wake up, I think I woke up at 7 back then. I don't have this in my notes because this is too far back. I didn't take notes back then about stuff, but I think I woke up around 7 back then, and I said, oh, I'm gonna put the alarm for like 20 minutes before 7. And I'm a very heavy sleeper in the morning. It's hard for me to get up, so trying to wake up earlier would not have usually been easy for me. It's not like one morning out of two I woke up early to go pee or something. Like I was a heavy sleeper. At 7 I would sleep. So I put the alarm. I put my alarm for 7 because I was working that next day, and I put my alarm in my mind at 6:40. And then the next morning, I wake up at 7:42. 6:42. Sorry with the time. At 6:42, I had set my alarm for 6:40, and I wake up in my bed and it's 6:42. How many times am I going to say this? Sorry. Anyways, it was super close to the time I had set in my mind. I was like, oh my God, it worked. And my boyfriend's like, it was pretty close. Come on, 20 minutes before you wake up, So the next day I tried again. And so I went to bed. I'm like, okay, I'm going to set the time in my mind to 4:24, like a super weird number in the middle of the night. And I set my alarm clock in my mind to 2:24. Oh, was it 2:24? I can't remember. It was something like that. And then I'm sleeping like this. The alarm clock is right there. And I'm sleeping, and bing, I open my eyes. And on the alarm clock, it says 2:24. Exactly the time I said I was going to wake up. I never wake up during the night. I never go pee. I'm never thirsty. I sleep like a log. And I opened my eyes, and I stared right at the alarm clock. I woke up, my boyfriend, like, oh my God, I set the alarm for 2:24. It's 2:24, like this works. Like I was so excited. But what this thing proves is that there's things you'll never know that your subconscious, your consciousness, your mind, your soul, your higher self know. So even if you don't know it logically in your mind because you haven't learned it, doesn't mean that you can't access that. And so for me, that's always been a lesson about setting intention properly. When you're trying to do something, you have to set the intention. We hear this all the time, set the intention. And sometimes I forget about it and I don't have results. And when I apply it, usually I'm going to have very high results with what I'm trying to do. And so when I apply this to setting intentions to things I want to do, like astral project, I use the technique that I learned from that neurosurgeon about the alarm clock in my brain. I learned that and I apply it. And so it's that simple. Before you go to bed or before you try to astral project, you have to spend some time with yourself imagining the result. Like if you're going to imagine the waking up at a certain time, you have to feel like your full focus and like you have to put all your attention on like how important it is to wake up at 2:24. And you spend time like almost like you're going to be stressed if you don't, but putting that much emphasis and importance on what you're trying to do. So, I really need to wake up at 2:24. And you do this for like minutes, maybe not half an hour, maybe like 3-5 minutes. You really put it inside, you plant the seed inside your mind that it's super important for you to do this, for this to happen, and you have to believe it. Like when you're scared to miss your appointment the next day or your business meeting or whatever. So that was stressful for you. That was important to you and you didn't want to miss it. So you planted that seed and you woke up. You didn't miss it. So you have to make it that important. So when you're setting the intention, tonight I'm going to astral project, watch it, try it. Try my trick first. Try waking up to prove to yourself that this trick really works. And then set the intention, tonight I'm going to astral project. Be sure, like this is super important. This is what's going to happen. See what's going to happen. See yourself getting out of the body. This is like critical to what I'm trying to do with my spiritual path. Whatever, you plant the seed. This is like the most important mission I have tonight. I'm going to astral project. And then you go to sleep. So if you thought, you don't have to think about it while falling asleep. You have to plant a seed of its importance in your mind. Send that information like a letter to your consciousness. Listen, this is what is super important to me. This is what's going to happen. And then you can fall asleep thinking it's going to happen. So when you believe It happens. That's why they say belief is super important to the practice of astral projection. If you believe it's going to happen, if you aren't 100% sure, 100% focused on that, and you don't set the intention, then you have a lot less chance of it happening. And so I've used this technique successfully a lot of times with astral projection, and maybe hearing from where it comes from science. Like, can you believe this? Someone scientific in the medical field has given me a trick that I can apply to my astral projection practice. That's very cool to me. To me, maybe not to you, but to me it is. And if it is cool to you, try it out. Be very serious with your attempt to like create an alarm clock inside your mind, and you'll realize that it's true. Your mind is super powerful. If we can call it mind. Maybe it's your soul, maybe it's your higher self, but you know what I mean. So I hope that this tip helps. It's not really a training, it's something cool you can try to help you along your path to astral projection. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.